Welcome back. We are going to be doing another switch today. We really like doing these, so a lot of people, a lot of comments have been, a lot of people have been messaging me via the YouTube there and via the website. They want to see how this is done, so we're going to do exactly what a customer requested. This is a version 1 or version 2 switch, one of the original ones, and we are going to be putting an OLED chip in there, not the one that just clips on here to the uh, to the NAND. We're going to be using this chip, which is the latest RP2040 PicoFly, and of course it comes with the adapters for the OLED. But again, we're not going to be using these adapters. We're going to be using one of them. I think we're going to be using this flex cable here, and then we are going to be using just wires to wire it up. So we are going to do just that. By the way, it's been a couple months since I uploaded a video, and so we decided just to upload one of these again today. Again, because people have been requesting this type of service, this type of job. And I want to take the time to thank you guys that have sent in your switch, and I'm sure you guys are pretty happy with our services. Thank you very much for that. So let's get right to it. We are going to start by prying the metal shield open here with one of these tools. Also, some people have been asking where I get these tools from. I get them at a place called Hobby Lobby, and these are just regular, I guess, metal. I think they're used for sculpting clay or something like that. So what I do is I sharpen this point, and I make them nice and pointy. So what I do is I do this, just pry this carefully. And if you guys need help, if you guys mess up or whatever, you guys can always send your switch to us. We can, most of the time we can fix them as long as they are not fully shorted, like maybe the CPU is shorted. I get a lot of people that try to install their chips, and for some reason or another, one reason or another, they end up just either breaking a connector or maybe even like one of these capacitors, and we can put that back. So again, we are going to be wiring this chip, not with the flex cables, because again, this is an OLED for an OLED, and the reason we're doing this is because the customer requested it. So we like to take on the challenge either way and learn as we go. Okay, so we're just going to put this here for now. That's how the chip is going to go, but then after we're going to put the shield back on there and everything. We are going to start by cleaning the area there with a Q-tip here. We're going to come back to this a little later. Please give me 1 second. Okay, so as I was saying, we're going to clean this area here because that's where we're going to solder we are going to be using the flex cable that comes with the CPU thingy, because that one works just fine. So to get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with with easy points, which are the ground. Let me just zoom in here. Maybe a little more light. That's better. If I could just zoom in. I think that's pretty good, right? All right, let's start with a ground point. Throughout the video, I'm going to be letting you guys know the tools I used and the tools I use and what people usually ask me the most. For example, they ask me what kind of wire I use. This is 36, I believe it's 38 gauge wire that you can find. It's a single core, meaning there's only one wire inside. Some people use multi-core, which has like different threading inside. This is just perfect for this job, so this is what I use. I'm looking at my phone at the same time because I don't remember the points, but this is ground, so ground will go here. I will be turning on the fume extractor, so bear with the noise. And the first wire, so we're going to do the easy ones first. So this will go here. Let me clean my solder tip. And you want to have your solder tip like this, very well tinned, nice and clean. In the future, I will make some videos, basic soldering and all that good stuff. Okay. For now, let's just stick to the installation. So, if you can see, I exposed some of that wire, just enough to get it soldered here. Keep in mind that those capacitors are in parallel mode, so they're all ground. So if you bridge them, it's okay. And I'm just giving it some slack here for just in case we need to move the chip, which we will be moving the chip. So let me put it on here now, solder it on here in place. And just like that, we have our ground point. Next up, we are going to be using this capacitor here for our 3 volts, 3.3 to be exact. We're going to be using it right here, this one, right there. So again, exposing the wire here a little bit. We don't want to do too much because then it can bridge some other things. But just by burning the plastic, see that? We can easily and I should be using probably some tweezers, but yeah, let me grab my tweezers. Of course, always disconnect your battery before you do anything to the switch. That is very good. You see that there? And I'm sorry if I think my camera is a little off my actual recording here gear. So anyhow, let's do the best out of this. Okay, so this is your 3 volts. Again, I'm giving it some slack here. This will be soldered in place right here. And of course, we remove that wire carefully. And now we go to the fun stuff. We are going to go for the DAT0, which is, I'm going to be turning this over. the second one. And the diagram, you guys can easily find it online. Just go to GitHub and then type in HW Fly diagrams. That zero, it's this one right here. Let me point it out. So it's going to be this point right here, okay, which is the second one. We want to expose the wire here a little bit, like I said earlier, and then just solder in place. That is beautiful. And since that is a dat zero, we go to the C, which is the C on the chip. Again, always giving a little bit of slack. We'll move these wires towards the center here in a little bit, and then we just okay. So C would be, this would be ground, this would be C. Using your flux is necessary. All right, and if you guys want to burn that wire off, you can just by putting a little bit of heat on there. All right, next is so this is not a hard process, you just got to be careful. We're going to be using we're going to be doing the CMD point now. The CMD point, which is A, is up here. I'm going to be turning this around. The CMD point is this one right here. Okay. Perfect. That's not going anywhere. And we'll clean this up a little bit. We're not too picky about the plastic there. But again, you can take it out if you want. Better tweezers. Okay. So that was what, the A point. Yes. So the A point will go right here. Gotta be careful because the D point is right here next to the point, the A point. So this is A. Now we just get it out. And you guys see how that wire is a little exposed? I don't like that, so let's fix it just in case it touches the ground there. We'll just move it up here, and then we can just get this piece out. All right, so finally we got the D point. We can begin to tuck these wires. Perfect. And then we have to get the other point, which is the CLK, which is the D point. CLK is this one right here. That one. right next to the resistor. We're going to route it to the top. So we're going to face this like this. And then again, we use the same type of wire, the 36 gauge wire. Always using our flux. Very nice. We want to leave some room there for the heat sink screw that goes right above that. So people call me and ask me questions about how to do it, and I just always say, make sure you have patience and don't get scared. If something goes wrong, you can easily fix it, as long as you don't get nervous and proceed while nervous. Then you should be fine. All right, we're almost done. So we have the B point, and the B point on some versions of the switch, you can put it on here. I believe we can use this point here. However, I'm not sure, so we're going to get underneath the CPU, the NAND here. For that, we're going to take the NAND out. So we just clip it out. And the point that we're looking for, this one's very tiny, so we have to be careful. And adjust here. The point that we are looking for is this one here. Right there. Again, that is pretty tiny, but it is doable. So we grab our flux, our wire. Okay, so we have our wire here. And now we just simply put it on here. And that's it. You see how that is nicely soldered? Let me just verify that that is the point. I believe it is, though. I'm verifying, looking at my phone. Give me 1 second. Again, these diagrams are on GitHub. The reset point is correct. Let me show you guys that you guys can find this as well on this is just the phone, this is the diagram. So if you guys want to go underneath, then you can get all the points. However, I'm just getting that reset point, okay? So let's go ahead and finish it up. All right, so now that we have that point here, we're going to turn it over, put it back in place, and then this is the reset point, so this one's going to have to go all the way up here. So for that, we simply go And let me fix this camera here. Sorry about that. It's a little messy, but I can fix that. So we want to solder onto the B point there. So who would use this just in case, for example, you didn't get the right chip for your model for the switch. You can follow this guide, and now you know how to do it. All right, the last thing we are going to do is we got to connect the let me fix this one here, the 3 volts. There you go, much better. So we have to connect the flex cable, the CPU cable. How do we do that? Well, we cannot use this one here, right? Because it's not. Actually, if you have this one, you can easily do this one here. Check this out, right? And then this one just connects up here. Now, if you have the other version of switch, you can use this. For example, the version 2, the version 1, I'm sorry. And most of you, I don't know, some of you might not know what I'm talking about, but some of you will. If you have a version 1, for example, which has the capacitors vertical instead of horizontal like this, you can wire them, and then when it comes to soldering this, you won't be able to reach. However, if you solder these 2 points here, these 2 points, bridge them, get your wire, and connect it right here, and you're all set. Okay? As a matter of fact, why don't we do that? Instead of using the easy way, which is this one here, the flex cable, I'll use this one, and then I'll wire it up directly, okay? That way you guys can see how it works. So we're just gonna do a little more extra work, just so that we can show on the screen that it is doable. What I'm doing is I'm just pressing on the side so that it sits flush with the CPU capacitors here. Now, always set your flux. I'm going to be doing a video of different types of flux that I've used and which ones I prefer and why. We're not going to be soldering that one. There's no point, okay? So we're going to be doing what I told you guys, just for kicks. For that, we'll need I like to use some heat-resistant tape. You can call it Kapton tape. You can call it Teflon tape. I believe some people call it, I don't know, shielding tape. And it works just wonders. So we'll be using this one. Okay, now we need a piece of wire. I believe this is a little thicker wire. And that's fine. I believe what I'm about to use, what I'm going to show you, this one here is a 38 gauge, 36 gauge, I'm sorry. And it works perfect. So here, I'm going to bridge it here at the same time. okay, like this. You guys see that? So we bridged the two middle ones, and now we're going to go ahead and insulate it because we don't want any shorts. And so we turn it over, and this is just in case you guys don't have the right flex cable. So we'll be connecting this one right here. You can buy this service, this installation service, on our website, wayayeo.org. And let's go ahead and test it. What I like to do is I like to test it simply by plugging in the USB cable and not plugging the battery just yet. But here, as soon as we verify that it works, we'll clean this area up, and then we'll apply some new thermal paste, put the shield on there, and then cover it up. So let's check. Let's check if it boots. I'm going to turn off the light for this, so you guys can see the LED. Okay. I just plugged it in. So it seems that it's going to work just fine. Now it's glitching, and if you see green, then I'll turn it over so you guys can see that it boots. It boots. So with this method, for some reason, I've noticed that the chip or the switch boots extremely fast. Check this out. I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to turn it on again to see how it boots, okay? So I just turned it on. See that? For some reason, when you use wires, the glitching is extremely fast. Some people swear by the NX Instinct. I really like the RP2040. This is what I recommend. And again, in the future, I'll be making a video of the comparison of the NX Instinct and the RP2040, the glitch times and the boot times, so you guys can see for yourselves which one performs better. Again, I'm going to turn it off, and then I'm going to turn it back on real quick, and you'll see how fast it'll glitch. I just turned it on. And remember, this is the battery is not even plugged in. Wait a minute, I didn't press the button. Hold on. Okay, I just turned it on. See? Turn it off. Turn it on. So it glitches really fast. Anyways, that's it for another video. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you like the video. Support us. Visit our website. Tell your friends about us. We also repair, PlayStation 5s. And I've been wanting to make some videos of, shorts on PlayStation 5, Xboxes, and so on. Let me put this together. Let me put it nicely, fix it up nicely, and we'll call it a successful install. Take care, and see you guys again on the next video.